Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're in Cincinnati and doing another renovation video. But today, instead of doing a normal house like I tend to do, I decided I would tackle this cafe. I've done a bar already and a retail store, and I did enjoy doing those because it was like a bit different compared to like my normal like house renovations. So that's why I ended up picking a cafe to do today. Just because I felt like doing something a bit different, and a cafe is very similar to a bar, but there are slightly different things you have to consider, so that's why I felt like doing this cafe. The cafe itself isn't actually too bad. I just kind of fixed a few little things, like the roof. I changed to a slanted roof on one of the sides but kept the other slanted roof normal, and then changed it to this grey colour scheme, a grey and black colour scheme, because I was looking around the buildings around the world and they were a bit lighter than this, if you can see them. They're more of a like beige with black brick, but I decided to use black brick and then have grey, whereas the other colour probably could have gone for like a lighter shade of brown, like a beige, but I decided I wanted to keep it a bit in this colour scheme, and it is still more close to the other buildings than the original cafe was, because it was like dark brown and it was just like sticking out compared to the other lighter shades in the world. So that's me rambling about my colour scheme. But it is pretty similar to what it was. It's just fixing up a few little things, I guess. For the inside, I decided to keep the colour scheme throughout the entire build, from the outside to the inside. So I changed the front door, for starters, to a big sliding door, because I just felt it might look a bit nicer to have like a nice big sliding door to I guess see in. I don't really know, that's why. And it's in a black shade, and then I removed all the seating and all the kitchen and stuff, and then when I say I didn't change them, I actually changed like the layout of the kitchen a lot, because so I've worked in a cafe. I only spent like, it was like I was doing like, I forgot the word, like an internship thing to get my barista certificate, and so I only actually technically worked there 9 days, even though it was like over a 9-week period. It's a long story, but I was kind of basing it off of that cafe, I guess, and in it you had the like counter, and then the coffee machine, like where the customers could see it, and then the kitchen was out back, hidden away, where in the original, it was in this build, it was like the kitchen and the stuff was all together. So, but I decided to base it off that, and then hence why it is now separated. So I try to kind of recreate it. Obviously we have to have the espresso bar if you're doing a cafe, so I added that in, and then just add some white counters to go with it, and had a little till there. I ended up having a fence instead of a half wall for the counters, around the counters, and then had a little like fence with a cross over it, because I wanted it to be open and not like you had to like open a door to like get out of the thing. So that's why I have like just the black fencing on the ground there, so it's kind of just like a bit we can like walk in and out of if you're working there. And then the back of the house, I've got a fridge, an oven, a sink, your basic kitchen basically, where you would actually prep the food that you'd sell at the cafe if you did meals as well, other than just coffee. It isn't like accurate to where I work, but it's the same sort of like kitchen at the back. Obviously I have only worked in one cafe, so it's probably not the same for every single one, but this, for me, I wanted it to be separate. So that's basically those ones done. So moving on to like the dining area, I guess. I wanted just to give it a bit more of a modern feel to what it was, so I had some Dream Home Decorator like seats in the corner corners, and then had glass tables, and I mixed and matched between large and like 4-seaters and 6-seater tables, I guess you would call them, but then it only had 2 seats on the 4-seater ones, and then actually all of them had 2 seats on them, because I didn't want it to be too cramped, so that's what I was kind of going for, I guess. And then I just felt like having the glass would make it a bit more modern feeling, I guess, and a cleaner. I didn't really like the green chairs I had originally, so that's why and the theme I was going for was black, white and grey, so it just made sense to use the black chairs, which are also Dream Home decorated to bring in more of that modern feel. And then I just used some eco lifestyle plants for all the tables, just to have something on the tables, I guess. And then that's basically the dining area or seating area for the customers done. I went for a grey wallpaper and black flooring because I just felt like it obviously went with the theme, and changed the stairs to black as well, with the lights so you can like see as you walk up, because there wasn't that much lighting. And then I had like tons of pendants over every table, bit too much lighting, but I just felt like you want a bit, like every customer needs a bit of lighting, and so that's why. And not every restaurant has lighting over every table, but some do, so that's why I wanted to have the lighting over tables. I had added some hand sanitizer as well, because COVID, you should have hand sanitizer if you're in hospitality. Yeah, but that was just a weird detail I wanted to add. So moving on to the toilets, they were set up horribly. Like, they were so big, and there was one toilet and then a sink, and it was just a lot. So I ended up changing the entire upstairs. This was probably the biggest change from the original build, was the upstairs place. There was so much empty space in like the corridor, and then like the bathrooms themselves were huge, and there was actually one. So I changed it so there isn't very much of a corridor anymore, because I didn't see the importance of it. I mean, if you're going to the toilet, why would you sit around in a corridor? So yeah, and then made the office huge, not huge, but like bigger. And then the toilets are now, instead of having one toilet for a female, one toilet for a man, you got 3 for women and 3 for men. So I've added literally like over double of the bathrooms, and it's using basically the same amount of space, and 2 sinks as well, again with the modern theme, just to keep it throughout the whole build. Then added the doors. They have the male and female on it, so you know which ones are which, I guess. Maybe I should start adding some other toilets as well. Maybe I should just make my toilets unisex now, because not everyone associates themselves with one of those, but for this build I kept it with that, just because it was on the original. Then I have the office. I added a little chair. Maybe this could be somewhere where the employees take their breaks, or it just be the main office person, but I would also want it to be like where the people would take their breaks. I added a TV as well in there, because I thought that would be like where the security cameras would be, so you could watch if any customers come in or something. Yeah, because why not? And just finishing off the toilets now, just adding toilet paper, and I went for black and white toilets to go with the theme, and kept the original black tile that was in the flooring already, and then changed the walls to black tile for the washing hands bit, and then in the actual toilet having white tile, so it wasn't super dark and scary in there. And then changed all the flooring to black as well to continue that theme. Yeah, but that's basically the inside done. Moving on to the outside again, I changed the fencing to this like white fence, because I thought it looked a bit cleaner, and made the outside look a little less dark looking, because there isn't very much white in the build now because of what I did. I didn't change too much about the planting or anything. I just kept those pretty much the same. I just kind of added there was like some like plant, there was some areas where there was like room for plants, but like there was no plants in the actual space, so I ended up just adding some there to give this build a bit more green. I removed all the tables and replaced them with glass tables again to go with the original theme, and I didn't like the green chairs that they had, so I changed them to black chairs, and I re-add like the roofing situation that they had, just so it was some cover there. Not all the seats are under cover, but at least there is some cover, so you're not, so it's not like you're not getting rained on if you want to sit outside, because the umbrella chairs aren't always good for that, so that's why I added the cover. But I removed all those weird like holes that they had originally, and then just kept it just that with the yeah, I don't know why I'm ranting about this, but that's about it really. So just adding the final touches now. I changed the chairs from the like black and white umbrellas to the just full black umbrellas seats, because I thought it looked nicer, went with the theme better. But that's about it, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching, hopefully you enjoyed this renovation, and I'll see you guys again soon with another video. Bye!